Well, that can wait.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Clean up an aisle.
What was that? Oh, I haven't even told you about another cleanup.
Oh, well, that's quite all right. I don't need to hear about
I'll
that.
have to get it later.
Welcome to the show, everybody. TFT, Tarot for Today. Here on Thursday for our TFT
Tarot After Dark. And I'm in charge of cleanup. I'm Mr. O.
Certain cleanups. At least my cards didn't spill out now. Something fell in one of my ducks. All right. That can wait.
Hi, Kara.
Hey, Kara. I'll get you on the list, I believe. I'll post it again after the collective card because I'm sure somebody else might wander in. All right. So today...
we want to say that Mercury retrograde is literally here.
Oh my gosh. I just have to tell you, Mercury retrograde is not till Monday. However, it's made its appearance, in the shadow phase. It's been wreaking havoc with us here. Oh my goodness. It's going to be a doozy, I think. Or maybe it's getting stuff out of its system now.
We
I can only hope.
We can only hope. That's right.
All right. Up, I knew. Grateful. Hi, Grateful Z. I'll get you on the list. Hi, Libra. I'll get you on the list. For some reason, my thing is typing in bold, and I don't know why. But I think once I copy and paste, it won't be that way. All right. I got select. All right. Okay, we've got a healthy group here. We're going to get started with our card for the collective, and it is today from the Tree Keeper's Oracle. Haven't used that in a little while now. Hello, Tarot Masters. Ooh, I feel like royalty.
You mean like their royalty?
No, Zach is saying hello, Tarot Masters, to us.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't reading the chat room.
You weren't reading the room?
You.
What?
Not right at the moment.
All right. Okay, people. Let's see what we have here. It is, I do like this. And she's reading a book. It's The Keeper of Wonder. And books certainly are that. All right. The tree keepers viewed enchantment as a necessary element. They pursued it. Like sunlight, rain. Now is the time to make a list of all that enchants you. Pursue wonder like a necessity. Document it. Put practical concerns to one side and allow yourself to marvel. Hang with the hummingbirds. Talk with the bees. The wide world is a never-ending story full of surprises and splendor. Observe the many tiny miracles around you. You cannot live robustly by logic alone. Take some time to open your heart wide to receive blessings, both tiny and great. Then list them, noting all the ways you are surprised or astonished. As a famous storyteller once said, those who don't believe in magic will never find it. So true. And it's really funny. Today I was reading something on social media. It was about a person who it's an anniversary of a brother-in-law, I think's death, and also her daughter's, but she was focused on the brother-in-law a lot. And and was feeling very somber about it. But some music thing that came up made her realize he was trying to contact her. She felt that way. And then it came up a second time in a different place the same day, and she hadn't heard it in years, and it was like, is he trying to contact me? Well, you know what? That could be. But the point is, it's one of those wonderful moments. It's one of those moments that inspires awe with us. Synchronicities may have a message for us, yes, but they should also remind us that the world is full of wonder. And just the fact that this came up when she had all of these thoughts on her mind about her brother-in-law, it's magical. It's magical. And life is full of magical moments, some that may be even more subtle than that. So open your eyes, open your heart, open your senses to exploring the wonders around you. And especially now, when certain things in life just don't seem all that wonderful right now.
You know what that reminds me of? The story about the cardinals and your brother or other people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean...
Hi, baby. Come here.
It's very strange, but, true. Whatever these symbols that, you come across or things that are speaking to you, mean to you, it's important and it's magical. But I love what it said there about talking to things. I've talked to trees. And it's really funny this card came up because, again, I saw somebody doing a post on how you can gain a lot of knowledge from communicating with trees. So, hey, feel free. I talk to the animals out here all the time. I'm sure they can't necessarily hear me, although I'd like to think they might. Hi, Shirley. Good to see you. We'll get you on the list. So that's what we have for the collective, unless Mr. O has something else to add.
Nope. I'm good.
Then I will post the list in a second, and we'll get going. All right, let's see. Where am I? And there we are. All right, we're starting with Tarot Healer, and I have that question. It is, what does my mom feel about me?
Feel?
Feel. So I just could say, how does my mom feel about me? You sure can, Shirley. Thank you. It's so strange.
What?
Well, this thing, it's not consistent. Here, it did both in bold, and down here, it did her name in bold, but that in regular print. And I mean, I don't know how to control that. This thing is crazy. I'm just using this notes program, and it's a little wonky.
Our first card is the Five of Swords, and it's upright.
Ooh.
The next card is the reversed Two of Pentacles. The next card is the reversed Five of Wands.
Sheesh.
So,
Let me get the Lenormand into this, but... Well, I know some of the background of what we've discussed with you before, right, Tarot Healer, about your brother and your dad, I think.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering if this is really about the overall situation, these cards. But let's take a look at this. Let me get the... All right. The star.
The stars.
And the mice.
And the mice. Well, we all think that the Five of Swords is a terrifying card in most readings. It sort of indicates a situation where one would be better off trying to retreat. One would be better off admitting that they don't have any power in the situation. So this could be saying that she may be feeling that about you, like you. It almost has a sense of in the card that there's clearly a victor and there's clearly a victim in most depictions of the Five of Swords. Somebody who didn't make the grade with whatever they were, up against. And so I'm wondering if that suggests, that your mom feels that you or her play either of those roles. We can, get more specific about that. Does she see you as the person who is never going to win or should just go away? Or does she see herself that way in relationship to you? I mean, it could be a little bit of either, I suppose.
So I know you had such a toxic situation. I'm not really sure if you're in contact, with your family much anymore, Tarot Healer. But, when I look at the Five of Swords in this position and you're asking how your mom feels, I think the weight of, the fighting or the different things that went on, some of the challenges and conflicts, weigh heavily on her. I don't know if she's experiencing regret, over maybe feeling she was helpless to resolve this situation. Or I don't know if she was a part of this situation too and has some anger issues with you over what went on, as well as maybe everybody else. I mean, I'm wondering about the family dynamic in general. Did everybody stay together? Is she still married to your father, for example? I wonder about this because there's just a lot of turbulence here because they have Two of Pentacles as well. The Two of Pentacles reversed is indicating, she felt that things just got so out of hand and so out of control. And she's worried, okay, if she thinks about you, she may be worried about how you've come through all of this, this chaos, this, these difficulties that you had gone through. And I think she must recognize that there was a lot of conflict going on, going back to that five.
Well, right. I'm trying to look at these, though, as, indicative of how she feels about you. Does she feel that you were overly combative, or does she feel that you had issues balancing things? So in other words, does she blame you for what happened to you yourself, or does she feel that this represents a sense of your powerlessness? Could be that too, of course.
Yeah, if she was a sympathetic person, she has a lot of angst over this, I feel. Then we have the what is that again?
Mice.
Yes, the Five of Wands reversed.
That one.
Yeah. Okay, the Five of Wands reversed kind of indicates that maybe if you've been, keeping your distance or not being, she may understand this a little bit. Sometimes you have to walk away, but also has she walked away from you? That is my question too. Do you feel abandoned, by her? I think a lot of these things can come into play here depending on, the relationship you had with your mother through all of this. Because I know most of what you brought up before was on, the other side of things. But this looks as though I could go two ways here. So I'm going to spell it all out and recap it. So I think this is an important reading. There's just a lot of energy here you need to process. And that Five of Swords indicates to me that one way this whole thing could go is that she does feel like, you're part of the problem, and she had to let you go in her mind and in her thoughts. The Two of Pentacles indicates that she doesn't feel that, you are very balanced, and that with the Five of Wands reversed here, that she had to pull away from things that were she felt was disrupting her life. Now that's one way. But the other way to look at it is, and considering what you have told us and what we divined from previous cards, is that she felt, what you were going through here. She understood that this was a very difficult, hard situation for you to deal with, almost impossible, and that it threw your life into some sort of chaos here, and that maybe you brought some of that energy with you. And finally, I feel here she understands that you had to pull away from all of this. She gets that. She gets that. So I don't know which one resonates with you, but it seems like it's one way or the other here.
Did you cover the Lenormand?
No.
Okay.
I just went through two
No, I like what
ways
you
of
said
reading
right at
those
the end
cards.
there. That I think that kind of sums it up in a way. That was more about the Five of Swords, right?
Yeah. Well, both. All of
Well,
it.
it kind of
Because that's about
there.
leaving a conflict too. The Five of Wands.
This is true.
Yeah.
So a lot of this is really maybe her looking at you and feeling that it was bad that you had to do that, but most likely you didn't have much of a choice. I mean, that's really the Five of Swords says there's no choices there.
I really would like to think with the Lenormand here that when I see the mice and the stars, that if you are not in contact with your mom anymore, that first off, her feelings, that she would like to think that maybe there's hope that you can put this behind you now. That there's ways that you can put this behind you and lessen the pain in your life. Because you have to remember, the mice are about temporary situations that are maybe troubling or stressful, but they end up easing up. And so that's with the stars there. I think there's that hope that she's hoping that could be happening for you right now.
Well, I like that, but I was going to go a different way and say
I'm
that
sure.
maybe she rationalizes that there were only small struggles on your way to a better destiny, and so maybe she doesn't feel like the end result, much after the fact, however much after the fact, was that you got there even if there were some smaller troubles.
So basically, like my reading where I gave two sides of where she stood, we just both gave two sides with the Lenormand. And I think yours falls into one of those. So we've given you some things to think about here. I'm just going with what the cards seem to indicate here, Tarot Healer, because you really haven't said, I don't think, overall in this situation, how, much about your mom. So this is what the cards have for you.
And that's okay. It's good to do a cold case.
Yeah. Oh, no. Absolutely. So less is more often, but sometimes, extra facts do help us decide which way to go. However, you may have needed to hear both sides of that. So I wish you luck with that. And
thank you for the power tie compliment earlier. Grateful.
There. Those are yours.
Whoops.
That's all right. You meant to give me these. All right. Sunshine is up. Let me get
Hi, Sunshine.
that. Oh, gosh, did I not get a question? I know you must have posted one. I thought I had you and CJ down, but I don't see it.
I'll find it for you. General reading.
All right. I had general guidance for someone else. I hope I didn't goof up. Okay. This has been a really draining day for me. I can't explain it. I know that the weather is going to be shifting, but I didn't think...
Let the hearts linger.
And it's still stalling on me a little bit.
Now it's gone.
Huh.
You're just behind.
I'm going to refresh again. Oh. I guess that was wrong.
Look what you've done.
Yeah, I can't get it back. Oh, hope we're online.
It might
right.
snap back at some point.
Well, let me get the cards out there, then I'll fix it. I have to get out, obviously. All right. First card. This is a Two of Wands, reversed. The King of Cups, upright. Or I'm sorry, is that the King?
King.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty king.
And the Page of Cups, reversed. I'll let you start while I get out of here and, you want to get the Lenormand? Oh, I'm sorry.
The anchor, which occasionally shows up with the ship.
And there I am. Okay. I'm back. The anchor and the ship. Okay, well, I was going to tell you to start, but I'll go ahead. General guidance. So, the Two of Wands reversed indicates that, whatever you're planning or whatever you're thinking of doing maybe in the next week or two, you may have to update your plans. You may have to shift your thinking a little bit. You may have to, there may be some reasons for that. Of course, what could it be? Mercury retrograde.
I know that's right.
But I think that, some plans of yours may need to be changed or modified. It just seems as though there's something either blocking or forcing you to make these changes.
And I'm not reading these cards directly, but with the other Cups cards there, I'm wondering if it could be about a personal relationship where maybe communication failed. That's usually one of the biggest casualties of Mercury retrograde is people don't understand something somebody said, or they miss a message that, was important to not miss, and things like that. The Two of Wands does sort of feel like somebody is maybe venturing out there, but not necessarily totally from a place of stable in some form. Like there may be a sense of not rushing to judgment, but not necessarily having exactly all the information you need.
That is cool. I mean, that you brought it on the personal level, because I could say that too. If it is on a business or career level, it could just mean that, you have to keep yourself together. The King of Cups indicates that, emotional stability and using your emotional intelligence to handle the situation is imperative here. Because I feel like, there may be some disappointing news associated with this. So that holds true whether this is business or a personal matter. Maybe it's forces beyond somebody's control that they had to make you change plans with them. And, don't take it personally. Don't get upset. Just try to make a workaround, or if it's somebody you are depending on to help you with something, same thing. So that's sort of what I'm looking at here with all of these cards, really.
Well, I'm thinking that the King of Cups is you being the adult in the room with this. I think this is saying you're bringing your emotional intelligence to what is possibly a disagreement or a miscommunication that is tumbling a little bit out of control. I don't think this is the worst thing that's going to happen to you this week, but it may be the thing that provokes the most back and forth kind of stuff, the possibility of people harboring their feelings, things like that. So that's what I think about that one.
And so I really went through them all because I feel the Page of Cups is really the news or the thing or the emotion you're feeling, the disappointment by, having to change your plans.
Right. Does somebody cancel their plans, or does somebody, sort of feel like they refuse an invitation to either resolve this or to move forward on something?
But with the Lenormand is telling you, stay anchored to,
nice.
Fulfilling your plans, but modifying them. Don't be rigid in your approach of saying, well, it has to be today or it's not going to happen, or it has to be this way or it's not going to happen. Be willing to be flexible and stay anchored to your plan. In other words, moving this forward because the ship is there.
And that's the King of Cups mostly. That's your adult, intelligence really helping with all of this too. So good luck with that.
So did you have anything to add on the Lenormand?
I didn't exactly put that out there, did I? Yeah. So I think this is saying you need to move towards stability. You need to move towards maybe what is traditionally working here. So if this is, like an office argument, then there may be a sense of a protocol that just needs to be reminded to everybody. But even in other, similar semi or heated situations, sometimes this is just people being reminded of what a basic truth is beneath all this. Good luck.
Good luck with that, sunshine. Okay, thank you for the question, Ari. I got CJ wanted an oracle, so I guess that's me.
Alrighty.
Oh, there it is.
There you are.
Hey, CJ.
Thanks for the feedback about the reading we did for you.
Yeah,
I saw that and I commented on the YouTube.
Well, I used the plain delay as the most obvious thing that could get under your skin, but I knew something was going to be a little bit messy there. And that was the one thing that seemed to stand out to me. But I was happy to hear it. Well, I'm not happy for you that happened. I hope it wasn't a huge delay. But, I'm always happy to hear that we kind of caught it for you. It was annoying, but you weren't surprised. Yep, and that's it. Forewarned is forearmed. That's right. All right, so what do I got for you? Let's see. We're going to do the Unlocking the Secret Garden for you. Oh, okay. That's right. Mr. O, pick one out of there.
Be glad to.
Uh-oh, they're very slippery. I think I'm going to drop them on Sunny.
So am I.
Oh, and so are you. What you got?
Expectation.
Ooh. Wow. This is speaking
Hi,
of...
Ladybug.
Hi, Ladybug. I'll get you on the list eventually here. Don't worry. Expectation. Beautiful card. What number is that again? 40-something?
32.
32. I was going to say 42. Okay, 32. Well, expectation is the root of all heartbreak. Expecting others to perform a certain way so you can be comfortable or happy is a form of bondage. Your demands hold others hostage and imprison your own joy. Nothing and no one can release you from that prison but you. Your well-being, satisfaction, peace, and bliss are solidly up to you. That doesn't mean you can't hold others accountable for mutual agreements both of you make. It does mean that you can't expect others to behave in any particular way just to make you happy. Happiness is an inside job. If you want to live with its splendors, you must keep the focus inside. Well, it's interesting to me. Expectations are a trap in a way, because if they're not, often they're not fulfilled, especially when we're expecting things of others. But also if we have expectations for ourselves too. I feel here that they spoke about this idea of it. I wish that light was off or something. It's making me crazy.
I'll get it.
We might get a little dark here without that light, but it's kind of wobbling and making me crazy. But no one, don't expect more of yourself than you're capable of delivering right now. I would say that. And conversely, don't expect more of others than they are capable of delivering right now either. I think here, it could be either way, but sometimes we set expectations for ourselves, it's hard to, come through, hard to make happen. And we're setting ourselves up for failure, and then those little voices in our heads that will say, see, we told you so. So you want to be careful about setting expectations. It's more likely to go with the flow, and if things don't meet what you desire in life, you can find your happiness elsewhere, because as the card states, your happiness is entirely up to you.
So let's see what the Lenormand give us. And, there's a little bit there with what you said, because our first card, or Lenormand, is the bouquet, which does mean happiness, joy, a gift perhaps, that kind of thing. And the second one is the lily, and so that's sort of growth or movement towards that maturation kind of thing. So I think this could be saying, really, you have to learn how to grow or evolve, or that this situation itself grows and evolves to ultimately bring you that joy that you're looking for.
Wow. Well, actually, I looked at what you said there as he was throwing those Lenormand down, and it's a real interesting thing to me here.
Yeah, you did. I remember that. The flowers.
It's not about the flowers, though, but it's about the other part above that. But I do remember that, too. And I feel here that, reading what you said, that you're glad you didn't expect somebody to go with you or wait for that. You are setting yourself up for growing your own joy.
The lily.
I think when I read that and I saw that, I says, wow, well, you really are growing your own joy. You're maturing to the point where you realize that joy comes from here. It comes from here more than from other people. Sure, people can do things that can make us happy, but, sometimes, sometimes, I don't know how I want to say this. I had a thought. Sometimes when people do things that they think will make you happy and should make you happy, they don't. Not everybody, happiness is up to you is what I'm saying, not the act of what they're doing. How you relate to that act is entirely up to you. I mean, somebody could give you flowers or me flowers, and I'd say, oh, that's just great. Flowers, I love flowers. Or I could say, oh, flowers, right? So you create your own joy.
Can't say it any better.
Wow. Nice. So I think you're setting yourself up for finding your joy long term. Good luck with that.
Very much.
Nice read.
All right. And we will get you on the list, Ladybug.
Hey, you're welcome, CJ.
And you're welcome, yes.
You right now. Do you have any announcements?
Well...
Oh, we do have an important one, don't we, about Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday, the happy hour is going to be at 4:30 due to...
Oh, I thought it was 4.
4.
Yeah,
I'm
4
sorry.
o'clock.
I did say 4:30, didn't I?
Yeah.
I'm working in the morning, so we're going to be on in the afternoon, so spread the word. I know some people won't be able to make it that late because we have some fans on the other side of the world. 10 to 15% of our audience comes from pretty much remote to where we're at, and we appreciate that. But sometimes it's just a little too late to stay up. We're going to try to be there earlier next time. I think that'll be okay. Hi, Love.
Getting you on the list, Love Lou. All right, so CJ is done. We're on Alicia. Alicia wanted general guidance.
General guidance for Alicia. Alrighty, let's see. I want to use this one.
Rex. All right.
first card is the Hierophant, and it's upright. It's a pretty version of the Hierophant. The next card is Death Reversed. And you know, Alicia, didn't we have that for you recently too in a reading, Death Reversed?
That does sound familiar. That does.
The final card is the upright Nine of Swords. So, ouch, this may be a little dicey week. There's not all bad, but there's not a lot of great. Some great, maybe. Here's the Tree in Lenormand and the Heart.
Well, this is a strange brew here.
Yeah.
I think here that you may have a lot of fear. I have to start with the Nine of Swords here and work my way backwards, I feel, with this reading.
Okay.
Just the way it's coming up for me. And I feel here at the Nine of Swords, you have some fears and anxieties right now, or maybe are undergoing some stress due to a lack of movement in a certain area of your life with some of your, whether it's your business, financial, or even in your personal life, that just nothing seems to be happening. Well, you know, with Mercury coming up retrograde soon, I'm not surprised by that. It's going to affect some of us harder than others. And the fact that you maybe have had the Death card twice recently could indicate that, this is going to hit you. And I think here that it's just maybe, try not to let your fears or your anxieties get the better of you. Work on ways to try to move things, try to push things forward now. I think be willing to make changes. Changes may be necessary to stimulate that growth. And it just seems as though without it, nothing seems to be happening. But I have to say, the Hierophant is here too. And I'm kind of thrown by this a little bit because maybe it's not the right time to institute these changes yet, but to think about them and to just keep doing what you're doing right now and not allowing the stagnation to overly, and the anxieties associated with that, to overly overwhelm you. I feel here that if you can keep yourself busy or doing routine kind of things, it will help you get through this period where you might be feeling a little bit anxious. The other thing about the Hierophant, I would just say this, is that maybe it's time for you to focus on learning something new that might augment what you're doing now and might help stimulate that growth.
Well, I'm looking at the Hierophant, and my feeling is sort of like it's an anti-message in a way. It may be saying this is not the time to really try to shake up things. I know normally that would just be saying like stay the course, stay on the conventional and traditional. But I think it's important to phrase it in that contra way, Alicia, saying that it's not the time to be unconventional majorly or untraditional. You might have to really consider, it's like systems. A lot of people say, oh, the system sucks. We need to change the system. And that's right. We need to change the system, but we don't need to destroy it and rebuild it. We just need to figure out how to fix it, because without a system, nothing works. And if we destroy the system before we figure out how to replace it or fix it better, that's not going to work either. So this card says that. I liked when she started with the Nine of Swords, because I think the Nine of Swords is, maybe it's fundamental in the beginning. I sort of see it more with just the overall mood going through everything here, that this is saying this is really a trying time for you, and that mostly you have to keep in mind that it is this night of despair. Maybe it's many nights of despair, but sort of that sense of that too. And I wonder if you're concerned about other people. I know in the past you've mentioned a child who works with you, and I don't know if there are others, but I get the feeling like there are people close to you who also, worry you. And once again, maybe in a way Banshee might have said it, it's like you really have to prioritize yourself, because you can't help anyone if you can't help yourself. You can't save others if you can't save yourself. So finally, that leads me to Anubis, Death Reversed. And this is saying you may have to just reasonably hold on to the idea that there's a lot of things that can't change right now. Maybe that's why the Hierophant is saying, don't feel like you have to react. There's just a lot of things that aren't going to be able to change right now. There's so much inertia going on, and it's mostly incumbent that you take care of yourself first and foremost. I see that in the Lenormand, but I'm going to let Banshee go first.
Well, yeah, that's true. I hadn't thought about there in a health manner, but the trees can symbolize health and well-being, and it can also indicate learning and growth. And so I look at this a couple different ways here. Maybe right now, emotionally, you need some healing or you need some bolstering. So do things to pick your spirits up during this time of stagnation. Try to just do things that uplift you, I would say, in that regard. But also, oh gosh, I need a cough drop. With what I said about the tree being part of learning, kind of ties in with a little bit of what I said with the Hierophant as well, is that, this, and also with the Death card, because I mentioned that, change needs to happen in order for things to grow. And maybe learning some new skills or adding something new might help you with that. And I think the tree is indicating some growth can happen here. But, you have to be willing to perhaps learn something new in order for it to happen.
I like that. I'm not sure I exactly see that, but I don't see it. So
I gave the two options.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm thinking myself that with the heart and the tree, I think it's like what I was saying with the other cards, that you need to pay more attention to yourself, grow yourself, heal yourself, look at yourself as growing, and that includes learning more things, being able to accomplish more things, but putting yourself, like I said before, at the center as much as you can. I mean, sometimes there are people or things in our lives that we love more than our life, but perspective may be really the best, guidance you can get right now, is to look at things as in a perspective as possible. So good luck.
So good luck with that. Don't let the retrograde bring you down. Seriously, I just don't know if that's what's getting me or what. All these weird, quirky things have been happening here. But anyway, good luck with that, Alicia.
Good luck, Alicia.
Okay.
Thanks for your question, Lovelu.
Is up. And yes, I have your question, Lovely. Thank you. And the question is, how does V view me as a person? There we go. My deck.
Yes, it's your turn. So in addition to happy hour being at 4 o'clock on Saturday, I would like to remind everybody that my show, The Emotional Exchanges, is tomorrow at 7 o'clock. It's a record show, so you can watch it anytime, and it has timestamps. You can go right to your zodiac sign and get your emotional reading for the week ahead, starting tomorrow, the 25th of June. I ask 3 questions for each sign of the zodiac. What is your emotional tone or feel for the week? What is your emotional rescue? What is the thing that can rescue you from your emotions or help you out? And then finally, will someone say, I love you to you this week? So that's all on my Emotional Exchanges, brand new format. Please check it out.
Okay, well, you have the King of Pentacles reversed to start. The Page of Swords is upright. And the Moon is reversed.
Nice, very nice.
What you got, Mr. O?
The clouds. And the bear. So the bear is facing the dark side of the clouds.
Huh. Okay. So how does V view you as a person?
You want me to start?
I'm almost there. I think they have chaotic thoughts about you. You know, I want to say that with the King of Pentacles reversed here. I feel like they're not really, they really haven't decided how they feel about you. But they're maybe really, well, I don't know. Go ahead. I want to think about this.
I was wondering if the two first cards sort of indicate that they vacillate. Like sometimes they think you're not in control, you don't know how to manage things, and sometimes they think that you're very diplomatic and you're very assured of what your steps are, what you take, that you plan well, or that you're ready to begin things. But the other side looks like the King of Pentacles looks like maybe they don't think you're capable of following through or trustworthy enough. So I wonder if that's possible, that they sort of have conflicting feelings themselves. In other words, like what Banshee said, maybe they don't know exactly what they feel.
I wonder if they don't really know what they feel here, because it's really interesting to me, Tanya. And I'm not, trying to sidestep the question, but by saying this, but when I look at these cards, if I take them all together, I would say he's got very chaotic feelings about you. But I think that you, through just, if you are I don't know if you are communicating with this person at all, but through there may be some communication coming where you will find out how they feel about you. So I don't know if you're communicating with them right now, but the moon to me is about finding this out. And maybe that's them too. It's like maybe they're up and down about you, and they feel like they need to communicate with you more in order to finally figure out how they feel about you and possibly express that.
I think that gets it. I think that there is this sense here between those two poles, really, that they need to figure you out, that they want to, because they sort of see like a contradiction there that they either enjoy, but they just really want to figure out what is that. And so that's why the moon is there. They're going to be probably moving more into your life, or at least more curious about you in your life.
It's interesting, the Lenormand too, which gives me a little bit more of some of their feelings about you. I think they feel you are both confident and strong person, individual, but they also see this mothering, caring aspect to you as well. And they're kind of, I don't know, they're kind of maybe unsettled about some of it. Some people don't like, some men or women don't like people who are, exert themselves forcefully or more powerfully or are strong-willed. So that could be it. Or maybe they feel you're too smothering or mothering an individual. So I just feel like they're reading it a little bit negative when maybe they shouldn't be. That's my personal feeling on it.
That dark side of the clouds could tend towards confusion. Maybe they're confused about you. Yeah. Their feelings are confused about you because they see this great strength, but then they also see these other qualities. And so ultimately, it's like what we were saying is like they're not exactly sure what they feel about you, but it's a range of things. And some of them are pretty good, and then some of them are maybe a little dubious, but it's what they feel. It doesn't mean it's the truth.
They feel like they would need to know more about you, or get more from you, and maybe that will happen. But I have no guarantee of that. This is just how they feel. So,
good luck.
I wish you luck with that. I hope that helped a little bit.
And we're on Karishma.
Yep. And I don't have a question for Karishma.
Did you want me to look?
Yeah.
No, you're right. We don't have their question.
So, Karishma, if you're here, you need to post it like right now.
I'll mention a thing or two.
Right.
The other thing I'll mention is that Banshee's Material Matters is on Sundays at 10 a.m. It's a perfect time to hang out with us once again. It's a recorded video, but we are there live in our chat room, and we talk with everybody, we greet everybody, we chat about our lives. And Banshee gives us more information about the card reading for each sign of the zodiac, some astrological information, and also what's going on in the world of business and finance. So check that out. That's Banshee's Material Matters at 10 a.m. Sunday morning. Karishma, last call.
Last call for Karishma.
No guarantee we can add you later if you come back.
Yep, I'm
Right
moving
now it looks
on.
possible, but we never know for sure.
And the thing is, I know that sometimes, I just want to throw this out there, sometimes when you're at our live shows, there's a delay. There's a delay between us and you. And that's why it's really important that you post your question early. Because if there's a delay and we have to move on, we're sorry. But, you know, we have to do what we have to do.
We're doing the best we can.
All right.
So that means Aries up.
All right, Ari, we have moved on to you. Okay, how is my mom really feeling about the roommate incident deep down when it happened? Like when I was forced to move out due to that sticky situation with the roommate. Well, you mean she hadn't told you already?
She wants to know how she
really feeling, I see, deep down. Okay. I would be surprised if she didn't have anything to say at the time.
Well, Ari, this is a good question. Let's see what we get. Okay, the first card is the reversed Knight of Wands. That's followed by the upright Five of Cups. And finally by the Chariot. I almost feel compelled to start with the Five of Cups in the middle there.
Hang on. And what is it? The Chariot?
The Chariot
And the other one is the Knight
of Wands.
Wands. Oh, that's where I'm
Reversed.
going to start.
All right. Well,
But
I'll let
anyway, you
then.
can go ahead if you want.
Okay,
I'm
well,
curious
then,
what you're going to do.
I sort of feel the Five of Cups sets the tone.
Well, wait a minute.
Those are the Lenormands. Were they in the reversed order?
Oh, you got it right. I just wanted to say what they were. That's the crossroads and the clouds.
Right.
Okay.
So I want to start with the Five of Chalices, the Five of Cups, because I think that sets the tone in a way. What does your mom really feel? She sort of has a sense of regret, like she sort of feels like she lost something, even though there's something else remaining. And what that is she may be feeling that to some degree she's losing a part of you that she had, that own relationship you had, because this is sort of an adult thing. And so the thing is that once you're an adult and on your own, you have to fight your own battles, and she was able to help you out, but maybe she has regrets about how far this will be able to go in the future.
Well, I'm just going to slam this one, Ari. I'm just going to bam through it. Maybe I'll leave the Lenormand because I'll give Mr. O a chance to catch up. But I have to start at the beginning. And, you know, I think she was the one that didn't want you to necessarily move at the time or felt you weren't ready. And that's what I feel about that Knight of Wands. She felt you moved too fast and too recklessly forward or aggressively forward, and you should have thought this out more. Maybe she felt, or, you know, made sure that the situation was going to work for you. So this is what she's feeling deep down. And so with the five is upright or reversed?
Right, it is upright.
It's upright. Okay, the Five of Cups upright is indicating to me she she feels disappointed, kind of that you maybe didn't listen to her, right? That you did not listen to her and do, the smart thing, and maybe what she thought, excuse me, I'm not judging here, what she thought was the smart thing, and maybe hold off a little bit longer. And she is hoping that in the future you will progress in a more positive, growthful direction.
Hi there, Times, and it is a free reading, but there are some things we will mention in a minute. We're in the middle of a reading, so we'll get back to you in a moment.
We'll add you to the list, but we'll tell you about it in a minute, okay?
All right, so I think Banshee did sum it up pretty well. I like what she said about the Knight of Wands. That's your mom, all right. She sort of feels you rushed into this and you didn't, plan well enough. And this is her feeling, whether you disagree or not, or whether it's the actual truth, Aries. So I'm just telling you what I see there. She feels you rushed into it. Like I said with the Five of Cups, she has some regrets, and part of that is sort of a sense of losing you without losing everything, but of losing you on some level. And I do agree that the Chariot suggests that she hopes you have a better plan moving forward. Chariot often suggests that the momentum going forward is based on a true motivation you have to do this, which I don't doubt you have, by the way, but also being able to really control the disparate or at times forces that may be accompanying all of this.
I like that. And when I look at the crossroads and the clouds, she's hoping you've learned something from this and that you're going to move in a more positive direction. I think that's her hope here. I think because the clouds, the light sides are facing the crossroads, that I feel here she's hopeful now that maybe you'll make better decisions moving forward.
Yeah. She may also even in fact feel that some of this has left you less confused about things as you peer ahead down the crossroads.
So that's what I see for you, and that's what he sees for you. Good luck with that, Ari. And Tamisha, hi. I just wanted to let you know a few things since I think you're new here. So we do free readings. We accept donations, of course, but we do free readings on 2 shows a week, the Sunday show and the Thursday show. Our Saturday show is a 1-hour show where we give you a single card positive message for your week ahead. We don't take questions. But tonight and on Sundays, we do take questions, and they're free. So feel free to leave your question. If you can't stay or be here when you're called, and I'm going to post a list in a minute, you could write your question in the chat so we have it, and we'll be able to do your reading whether you're here or not.
If you have not left a question and we don't respond when we call for you, we may have to move on from you and you may lose your turn. And
we just had to do that to someone, so welcome by all means. All right.
And Salima has also joined us. Hi, Salima.
Oh, I think we're going to have to cut it with Salima. We're at 15.
Right. I will go ahead and do that on my end.
Okay.
So we are closing the list now, but everybody here gets that.
Okay.
You're very welcome, my dear.
Let me get that list out there. This is the final list.
So both of you two will be towards the end of our list, of course. Kara wants oracles.
So Kara wants an oracle. All right.
And just for those who don't know, we're on other social media as TFT, Tarot for Today, and we do a card and an oracle for every single day. Those are on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, Blue Sky, and also an enhanced version is on our YouTube channel.
Zach, thank you. All right, so we're going to do an oracle for Kara, and she wants top and bottom. Don't know if I've ever done a top and bottom with the Moonology deck, but I'm going to try it for you, Kara, and we'll see what we get. And with the oracles, just for the new person here, when we do an oracle, we go with the interpretation of the author of the oracle and add our own spin on it as well.
I'm good for saying, yeah, I think so. Unless it's my oracle, then I may be more conversant with it.
Well, oh yeah, okay. That's true. You do fine. You don't give yourself enough credit. That is when you're paying attention, though.
I have so much to pay attention to.
Well, your first card, Kara, is Talk to the Moon. Communicate. And bottom card is, wow, the Exalted Moon, which, it's funny, Kara, it has a bull on the cover. Self-regulation.
Oh my goodness. You Taurus.
You Taurians, I tell ya.
Those are cool.
Okay. This is going to be interesting, I think. Actually, I think they're going to work right. Except I can't find it. There it is. Talk to the Moon. Communicate. Your outlook is positive, but you need to communicate with your higher self, with the moon, or with someone. Start with the idea of communicating with your higher self. This is the part of you connected to all life everywhere. Learning to connect with this part of you is easy to do. Simply sit quiet and ask your higher self what you need to know about your situation. Request answers. Close your eyes, breathe gently, see what messages come to you. Have a pen and piece of paper handy so you can make notes and then return to your breathing. You can also do this exercise under the moon. And that might be really a good idea here, Kara, since this is about the moon. Go out into the night and sit quietly asking for answers about your situation. That's the esoteric part of this card. However, it can also suggest that as well as divining answers in this magical way, you might also need to talk to someone in real life, either to the person involved in your situation or someone else who can help you. So some of the additional meanings on the card are keep the channels of communication open, be open to new ideas, meditate more, work on your intuition, pay attention to the signs you're getting. And let's add the other card into it because I think that's interesting here. Self-regulation, eh? Oops. What's the name of the moon again?
Exalted.
Ah, that's it. There we go. Whoops. This book is very strange. There it is. In the situation you're asking about, your superpower is that you can regulate your emotions. That doesn't mean suppress them. That means you can feel all your feels and process them and let them move through you. You can just be. This gives you power. Remember, as within, so without. In other words, when you're filled with tumultuous inner emotions, your external life is likely to reflect that. However, pulling this card suggests that no matter what you've been going through, being at peace with your feelings is the key to success. Even if your feelings are intense, breathe through them so they don't cause outward turbulence. That's your magic. Think of yourself as a sorceress or sorcerer and stay centered now. For best results, bring compassion, empathy, and unconditional love to your current situation. You have all that you need to sort it out. In fact, you may even have the upper hand, but you need to use that advantage wisely. You may need to take the emotional lead. Be a good example to others. So, the additional meanings for the card are keep your feet on the ground and ask what would nourish me in this situation. Emotional honesty may be called for. Allow someone else to express their emotions. Slow and steady wins the race.
Nice.
Do you want to throw the Lenormand down or you want to wait?
No, I'm ready.
Well, because I want to talk about these, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, it's the garden and the clouds.
Oh, boy. All right, Kara. I think, really, when I look at this combo, communication. And then you got the garden now, too. So that just really tells me this could be social media, for example, communicating with a larger group, and being self-regulating in how you communicate with others. I mean, you want to be a good example to others. So if you, Taurus bull, fly off the handle, that's how people are going to see you. And it's maybe not even just the person that maybe got you angry or upset, so you flew off the handle to begin with. So it's saying here, be careful how you communicate, listen to others, let them speak their truth as well as yours. And this goes for whether it's on social media or say, whether it's a family member you're talking to or somebody else, a friend that you're talking to. Be polite and be respectful, because it will reflect on you. So I think self-regulation of your communications are important. But communication is important right now, apparently. It's saying you do need to dialogue and communicate. Just make sure you're being responsible about it.
I like all that, and I feel with the garden and the clouds, this is saying really that it may be what you're doing is sort of taking away the confusion of what's going on in your public life, or that it helps you understand what is confusing there, that you're sort of moving through that, or that's what you need to do in terms of the social media or social interactions.
Wow, that's really nice, Kara. I'm about to pack up my stuff for donations, too. I cleaned my closet out, and I'm about ready to do that.
Zach, did you tell us that it was your birthday?
No, I don't remember that.
It's a few up there. You'll have to scan upward to it. But happy birthday to you, of course. Everybody's saying happy birthday, I see.
Well, absolutely. Happy birthday. And you're just asking a question, and that's good. But Zach, we do those birthday readings, and we'll be happy to do a yearly reading for you on our Sunday show.
No, we're doing
one. If you
one.
Would like that.
We're doing
one. We can't. We're booked Sunday.
We can do one next Thursday.
We can do one next Thursday. Now, if you had told us in advance, we would have been able to do it for you today. But we'll do the other question for you today.
Well, I think he wants his question, I guess. So.
Yeah. And happy birthday. So nice of you to spend it with us. All right, so that's what we have for you, Kara. I think I didn't quite talk about the clouds with the garden. And I would just say this, that I think your higher angels are going to guide you, through that. I also had one other thing to say, and I'm sorry I forgot this, Kara, but let me just add this. You know how the card about communicating said to talk to the moon or different things? Talk to your cards or your divination tools. Maybe that's what you need to do right now. Sometimes I just ask the cards questions, and I will shuffle and ask a question, then I'll follow up and ask, well, do you mean blah, 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 and throw another card and carry on a conversation with the deck.
I've done that. I know people that do that. Yep.
Consider doing that, Kara. That might be nice, too, for you right now. All right. So we are on Zach, and we've got the question. I'll have to grab it, though. I'm sorry I didn't get it earlier. All right. Okay. All right. That's my deck.
No, it's mine.
No, it's yours. I'll take those. Thank you, sir.
You're so sweet, Zach. Thank you. And thank you, everybody.
Well, you asked what deep down she was thinking, and I think, Gary, that's what we feel she was thinking deep down. And, yeah, you did bite off a little more than you could chew. But, sometimes, we Aries in particular, we have to learn that way. That's just the way we have to learn. And maybe mom just doesn't get that. Okay. Okay, thank you for that, Tamisha. I've got that down.
All right, Zach. The first card is the Knight of Wands upright. The second card is the reversed Four of Pentacles.
Wow.
And the final card is the Hierophant, and that is also upright. This is my Tarot de la Nuit, a newer deck I have. Thank you. Yeah, I think they are too, Shirley.
Okay. Let me throw this at you.
The Cross. And the Stars.
Wow. It's an interesting reading overall, Zach. I think here the Knight of Wands says it's time for you to pursue your passions. It's time for you to move forward and pursue what you want to get out of life now. And if you don't know what that is, well, it's certainly time to really start thinking about it more. And with the, I'll just go into the Four of Pentacles. Well, actually, I could do this real quickly too, this reading. The Four of Pentacles reversed indicates to me that, you know, this is a time to let go of the things in your life that really are not useful to you anymore, or maybe holding you back in some way. Now, that could be mindsets, that could be material things that you need to let go of and purge out of your life. Me and Kara are in a very donating mode right now, apparently, and so, or purging mode. And so this is a time to really release things from you that might not hold the same kind of value they used to have for you, because now you really want to start moving into a growth phase. And the Hierophant just says here, stay true to yourself, stay true to being who you are, and working in the methods and ways that are comfortable for you. You speak here about, you know, needing guidance and insight or revelations, how to pursue your purpose. Well, how to pursue your purpose is being you, being yourself, not feeling you have to be anything else, not feeling that you need, you know, that the things that you feel comfortable doing, maybe that's telling you that's where you need to put your focus. So consider that as you determine what you're going to pursue here with that Knight of Wands. So I'll stop there and we'll get into the Lenormand after. Mr. O can go ahead now.
I like the Four of Pentacles. It's almost a good place to start in a way, but I don't think it's the actual beginning, but it's something to mention. And this could be saying that there are a lot of things that you need to recycle or to move out of your life. I'm wondering if some of this could be, you know, related to your mom. I think that there are levels or whatever you want to call it of your mom that you should never forget and should keep there. But there may be some other things that need to be released gently, you know, with wisdom or love, whatever. And that could be physical things that maybe you're holding on to, you know, just belongings or things like that as keepsakes. Perhaps it's time to move yourself into just an evaluation of what kind of things, physical or otherwise, you may want to, you know, remove from your life, give away, I like the Knight of Wands because I think it is really about you finding your innate courage to move forward. The Knight of Wands is one of the most courageous individuals in the deck, and they know their cause is noble. Even if you don't know what your cause is, it will be a good one for you because it's what you want to do, Zach. It's really incumbent on that. You're moving towards something really bright and illuminating. And the Hierophant says, just stay steady too. You know, like Banshee said, be true to yourself, but stay steady. Don't go towards over expectations. We had that for somebody else recently here. Just know that, you know, what you're doing doesn't have to have real showy signposts coming and saying, that's right, you know, clap you on the back, whatever. You're going to know inside that you're doing right. And you don't need other people to validate you necessarily. You can validate yourself. Certainly your friends like us or others can validate you too. We know you're worth it. So I just think, you know, it's going to fall into place. You just need to remain positive and maybe deal with some baggage of different sorts.
One other thing about the Lenormand I just want to add is let your spirituality guide you as well. Your spiritual beliefs, let them inform you. You know, and you know they may be something that can help you. You know, as you move forward. You know, give you strength, give you courage, give you encouragement. So keep that in mind as well. And when I see the star and the cross, I'm really feeling here, Zach, that I know it's been hard for you, you know, losing your mom as you have and all of that, all the grief going through it, you know, sometimes it takes a long time for it to go away. And I see the cross here in the Lenormand that's talking about that, but the star's here as well. And I feel like hope is starting to slowly seep back into your life and that you're feeling more optimistic about the future. And you should at this point, you know. We can always, you know, don't feel guilty about it either. Don't feel guilty about feeling more optimistic and good. You can still feel sad for your mom. You can still feel the grief. You can still go through all of that, but it's no longer, you know, the thing that's the main focus in your life anymore. Now there is hope. Now there's enthusiasm for a future of growth.
Right. Well, to me, those stars in the cross just mean just plain out, you know, that the realization of how your life will go on and how you know it will, no matter how long it takes for you to adjust to everything, will be what eventually takes away, you know, those negative feelings that you still may be having. And that it's really a process. You're not going to get there in one step. It's really a process. Enjoy the journey.
Enjoy the journey. We went to see Masters of the Universe this week. And the journey came up in there.
Yes. Alrighty, good luck, Zach.
I think what they used to say in the first Masters of the Universe movie was "Good Journey." But anyway.
Yeah, and then they did this like kiss or something with their fingers.
All right, Libra is up, and she wants a general please.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to use my Hedge Witch Tarot.
Well, it's a privilege to connect with all of you guys. So thank you for saying that. We do believe that. This is a really, you know, good feeling for us too to bring this to you. So we really appreciate that.
All right, let's see what this deck has. It's the Queen of Swords reversed. It's the Ace of Cups upright. And it's the Empress reversed. Wow, I think you're going to be getting hit by some retrograde energy here, Libra.
The Book and the Lilies. Not in that order, though. The Lilies were first. All right.
So, the Queen of Swords reversed is you really have to do a couple of things right now. And this is really important, especially with Mercury about to go retrograde. You know, you have to watch how you communicate with others, right? You have to be mindful of the words you choose. Don't be cutting. Be direct without being cutting, without cutting somebody down. Because you don't want to, upset relationships. Also be mindful of the choices, moves, and decisions that you're making right now. That Queen really, is not thinking clearly when she's reversed. And she may be acting more out of speed or just out of wants and desires rather than, good sense and common law and logic. So do be careful of the decisions that you make during this time because you could be setting yourself up for failure.
That was only the first one?
Yeah.
All right. So, yes, that reverse Queen of Swords, and this was like a general reading?
Yes.
Right. This could be saying, Libra, that the decision you have to make or that you will make will not be a popular one, too. And that maybe people may say, oh, I don't know why you did that. I don't know why you said that. But you're not going to feel that way. You're not going to really care that much. I mean, unless somebody really has some emotional guilt, they can wallop on you, Libra. I just sort of feel like you understand you needed to make this decision. And if others didn't understand or agree with that, they'll just have to live with it. It's something you can totally live with. Ace of Cups.
Well, I feel like there might be something positive coming your way. So you don't want to mess it up by saying the wrong thing or making the wrong move, choice, or decision. This looks really positive and emotionally making you emotionally happy or feeling a sense of fulfillment. It's a new beginning, whether this is a new friendship or love relationship or just something that's bringing you emotional happiness. Could be anything that would do that at this time. So I feel here something new is going to happen. I'm kind of feeling that this could only be connected with the beginning card in that I'm just worried about you making a mistake, making a decision or saying the wrong thing that could jeopardize that. That's all. But other than that, I think this might happen one way or another for you.
Right. Whether or not it's that decision or not, I think it is going to happen. I do sort of feel it's connected to that. And so maybe that's why I feel what I said, you don't really care much if other people don't understand or agree to it because it's a decision that brings you joy or brings you to something that will begin joy or new love or something like that. So I feel that is connected or that it just happens in general too, and it may have a minor resonance to it, but it's really what you wanted. I do feel like this Ace of Cups isn't a surprise. It's something you really want to happen whether you had to make that decision or not.
I do read most things, Aries. I was just looking at the chat. But I have to admit today I'm a little bit distracted. I'm not totally, I'm trying to focus because it's been kind of a weird day here. So I'm trying to make sure I'm focused on the reading I'm doing. So I do apologize for that. It is no slight on you. And oftentimes I respond to a lot of that stuff. So just don't take it personal. It's just not my day. All right.
So the Emperor or Empress? Empress.
Well, it's the Empress. And I have to say here, Libra, this is a time to really focus on you right now. I think give yourself a little more self-care, a little bit more loving care. Maybe you've been undergoing a lot of stress lately. Maybe that's why that Queen of Swords is reversed here as well. And pressure, feeling pressure to make moves and decisions. And so, you've got to kind of calm it down. You got to kind of calm the energy down. You got to kind of calm yourself down in order to make sure you are doing right by yourself and others.
Well, I think that maybe those cards happen because of the Empress, that you are at a point now where you will take care of yourself. And so you decided those things, whether they liked them or not, and it will bring something joyful to you. And you're doing it because you needed to do it for yourself. And there's really no other way of looking at it. It may be looked at as selfish by other people, but it was really self. It was really about yourself, taking care of yourself. And I think this will happen to you probably this next week or so.
Yeah.
So the Book and the Lily.
The Book and the Lily, I don't know why, but I have a feeling the Book and the Lily have something to do with that Ace of Cups there. Not just because he puts them there. That's where he usually puts Lenormand in this reading, in the 3-card reading. But I think what I'm thinking is that whatever happy occurrence takes place, something that brings you great joy and happiness, a new beginning of some sort, it is like a new chapter in your life. It is going to start a new chapter in your life for you that you will, grow and mature into in time.
I like the Lenormand. I think they're almost better than the other ones, too, in a way. They may not be talking about the exact same thing. I think this is really saying the discovery of something important that really gives you something to grow with, that maybe this is talking about really information, knowledge, or resources coming to you. Maybe they're even a person who really can bring you into something new, maybe show you new ways of growth, or bring you to a new, level of understanding of some sort. So good luck, Libra. Good luck to you.
We are on Shirley now. And I've got her question. I'm just going to mention, Ladybug Love, I didn't see your question, so I'll check again. But if you haven't posted it, you might want to do that now, because you'll be next after Shirley. Oh.
Love reading.
Hey. Thanks
Libra, she wanted a love reading. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. All right, I got it, Ladybug. Thank you. Thanks, Mr. O.
You're welcome.
And thanks for your deck. I'll take it if you don't want it.
You like this deck?
Yeah, I do.
I really do like this one a lot.
I think I've told you that before, too. So,
yeah, we got you. Thank you, Ladybug.
Thank you, Ladybug.
Occasionally I'm better at navigating through the chat.
Well, I get stuck places. It's weird.
All right, so we're on Shirley.
So I also want to show you something else.
Uh-huh.
Notice here, did everything in bold. Now, I don't get it. But anyway, go ahead.
All right, okay, Shirley.
It's your deck.
I know. You're welcome.
Hey, you're welcome.
Okay. And of course, if we don't get a specific enough answer, we'll do a yes or no real quick.
Bold is gold.
Or in the mid. The flyover country.
We're stuck in the middle. No, we're not. We're...
I'm happily
Michigan
in the
is, I mean...
Happily here.
Sort of northern Midwest, I guess.
Oh, you're way up in Canada. How nice.
I love Canada. I wish I was there right now. Wish I could live there.
When I was younger and people knew my last name, they would immediately say, "Are you French Canadian?" I don't know why, because I don't think it's necessarily French Canadian. It is French sounding, but people would always say that.
Well, the thing is, too, it was our home away from home. We
Right.
traveled to Canada quite a bit, but mostly the same places. We love Toronto, spent some time in Montreal. We went to the Georgian Bay,
Yeah, we liked
which
that a
was
lot.
we went there a lot camping. That was just great.
But we are in Detroit area, so we're just right over the border, right over the river from Canada.
And what was that other place? I went there because Bran, our son, went there for
It was a camping trip.
the
in
Pinery,
the
right?
Pinery,
It was
right.
called the Pinery, just over the bridge. I think not that far.
Not
the Huron
Windsor,
Bridge, the Blue
Salina,
Water
Sharon,
Bridge.
that's on this side.
Oh
Anyway,
well, we could talk about Canada
Yeah,
forever. Anyway.
I know. Why, thank you. Okay. Will the business improve in the next 7 days? Our first card is the Three of Wands reversed. The next card is the Knight of Cups reversed. Ouchies. But the last one is the Nine of Cups upright.
Wow.
Wow, kind of pulled
Well,
that out there.
well-
that could be a good sign.
Yeah, it could be.
Here's the ship and the sun. The sun is shining on your ship. Say that 3 times real fast.
So, well, I think you could get your wish if you want more business. If you're looking for your business, to improve this week. Surely it could come to pass, but not without some little headaches. Maybe. The Three of Wands. I wonder here too if somebody, or there may be certain things that. Oh, he's gone. Or maybe certain things that will disappoint you this week. And I'm wondering here if something just isn't meeting your expectations or what you expected. Maybe somebody wants to sign up for classes, but wants to work with you on something, but maybe they want certain things their way. I mean, I don't know how to explain this.
Well, when I'm looking at that card, I'm sort of seeing, and this is to me in the future, it's not now, but it's not far in the future, it's only days. I'm sort of seeing there's an opportunity that you're looking at, but it feels dubious, and so you are probably feeling you don't want to check into this opportunity. I'm not saying that you should, but I'm just saying that it is an opportunity, so maybe it is about that there was something that's there, but you might want to check it out really good. It may or may not really do what you want. The next one was the Knight of Cups, and it does feel like maybe something moves towards disappointment in a way, or something doesn't really equate with happiness. But that last card, the Nine of Cups, says it's a wish, or it's something you feel you wanted happen. And so could this be saying that even though the earlier prospects don't seem to be measuring up, all of a sudden by the end of the week something does improve that? Now, of course, this could just be marginal. Maybe it's just slight improvement, but it still is technically an improvement.
Well, you asked about your business improvement, so I don't know if this is relating to the job interview or not. But as far as business goes, you know how people can be sometimes. They want things done their way, and I almost feel like somebody wants some type of accommodation from you. That they want to use you, to take up things with you, but maybe they want a certain payment schedule, or maybe they want to do this on a certain time frame. I mean, it just seems like they want to be accommodated in some way.
Okay.
You know how some customers can think they're special, and that we have to accommodate them.
Yeah, I'm starting to see that now, maybe too. That's probably what's
Kind
going
of what
on
I
here.
meant. And that's why I thought the disappointment with the Knight of Cups was here.
Right.
But
you might just have to settle for a little bit of disappointment to get the improvement.
Well, I feel here you might be able to talk them out of it, or you might be able to work with them. Maybe it won't be so bad ultimately that you'll decide it's a go, or maybe you'll get other business besides that.
Right. With the Lenormand, it does look more hopeful in a way too. So I'm just thinking it maybe doesn't look that way in the beginning, and you sort of recrim on yourself because you're like, oh, I missed an opportunity, even though you did take up some. But then it does seem to work out. Like maybe when you actually go over your books by the end of the week, you realize something did improve for you.
Oh, wow. See what I mean? So that's what I'm saying here. People are people. This whole thing that the customer's always right. Well...
Then, if you have any kind of form or contract for people, you might want to put that in there,
in the future.
In some nice way, just because, they should just film their child or grandchild.
But I think the sun is shining and things are moving to your advantage this week. Look at the Lenormand. I mean, I think things are moving in the right direction. You might be really happy with the way your business is going this week overall, despite... the people who want special accommodations. So...
Well, good for you then.
Good luck with that.
All right. Thanks, Shirley.
All right, we've got Ladybug, and we have a question, so... All right.
So, Ladybug was a love reading. That's right, and that's going to be your.
I've got it there. Oh, that's right. So I will use my Amber Moon one for that. Amber Moon Tarot. Goodness. There we go. I was going to use this for cards for the collective next week, but I don't know. I'm kind of feeling the pull to use something else. So I'll have to think about it more.
Yeah, good idea. All right.
Okay. Well, we start with the Four of Wands reversed. And then we have Strength upright. Oh, man. And we have the Ten of Swords upright.
In the Lenormand, the mice have rejoined us, as well as the garden. You're very welcome, Shirley. We'll see you again.
You're welcome, Shirley. So it's a general love reading, or a love reading. Well,
there's some problems. It's not an easy answer for us to give you here.
It's not totally an easy answer. It looks like there's struggles. If you're in a relationship right now, or you have just met, if you're in a relationship right now and you're concerned about things and how they're going, keep your eyes wide open on stuff, because really, somebody could betray you. And if you have just met somebody, get to know them well first and make sure that they are trustworthy. I sense a betrayal here, and you have to kind of stand, you have to kind of protect your heart. I think that's why Strength is here upright. Our heart is very... our heart is probably it's one of the most very vulnerable things. And whether it's our physical heart or it's our emotional heart. And I kind of think here that you really have to protect it in this in love, because the energies right now are pointing to some negative interactions with people right now. And that goes for the Lenormand, and that goes for that Ten of Swords here too.
Well, I'll just be bold.
I didn't cover the 4, but go ahead.
Ladybug, and suggest that this probably is a relationship you're in now, and I don't know if it's your primary relationship, but it feels like with the Four of Wands, it's something that's very much around you. It's structural, so it may be a very important relationship, and it just feels like it's not perfect. The Four of Wands reversed is not a very bad card, but it sort of says like it's not perfect. It sort of feels a little bit, just okay. And Strength card suggests that you feel called perhaps to try to speak to your cause in love, so if there is disagreements or tension or something going on in a strong personal relationship, you want to be the better person, or you want to try to approach this earnestly and honestly with love. But I get the feeling like, with the other cards, there's very strong emotions that maybe signal serious work, dialogue, therapy even on this relationship. The Ten of Swords does feel like a betrayal. Either it has happened or it will happen. I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to go into the Lenormand yet.
Right, because I haven't covered the Four. So the Four of Wands to me indicates that it's hard to establish a firm foundation right now. Whether you're in a relationship that maybe has had some ups and downs, or you are looking. And I feel here that it's hard to establish this because right now, you're vulnerable to a betrayal, I think. And also, if you are looking for a relationship, the garden is kind of the social atmosphere out there. And the mice indicate that there's a lot of stress and anxiety right now coming from, the social scene. So there might be a lot of players out there, a lot of people who aren't serious, or a lot of people who want something from you more than just, and are trying to use a relationship with you to get it. In other words, they're not being sincere.
Well, I like that too. And I feel, that's very valid if there isn't an actual, relationship right now or something that's very, dedicated or committed. But in the sense of what I was thinking, that maybe there was some relationship that's more troubling right now for you, it does feel like some of this plays out too much socially, that there's an optic level to your relationship, either because of other people that are close to you, other family, and so other people are seeing the troubles too, and so that may be also a big concern to you, managing that or trying to decide if any input you're receiving is worthwhile. The mice can often mean just more minor troubles, but minor troubles can turn bigger if they're not addressed.
Or temporary kinds of annoyances that will clear up. But I was going to ask you, in your scenario, do you think that the Lenormand could mean that I think you touched on it, that there may be outside factors playing into this betrayal? So in other words, there could be infidelity, or it just could be that friends of the person that you care about, or your own friends or family, are interfering.
I like that, because I didn't think I saw that exactly, but once you said it, I did sort of see that. And I'm wondering if this is a relationship, and if there is a social circle or a family circle around it, if there is possibility of somebody who doesn't understand either of you and is maybe making assumptions or gossip that's not warranted, and that's not good either then.
Yeah. So, I just did that. I'm still standing by my reading, too.
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out to me.
Well, I thought you touched on it, but you didn't quite elaborate.
It didn't hit me the same way as when I looked at it again.
Yeah, so that's what we have for you, Ladybug. Good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck. Wish you luck.
And we are on Love Lou, and I have Love Lou's question.
Hi, Love Lou. Ah, I see. Okay, so, I didn't remember you mentioning you were in a relationship before a while ago, but I thought anything's possible. So it may be about that person, that maybe there's something going on there that you should, definitely, take your time with.
Well, and if you are looking, I would just say, looking at the cards that we had there, I think it's the clear message from the cards is this isn't really a good time. It just seems like there's turbulence out there right
and that could
now.
be the Mercury retrograde.
And yeah, there could be a lot of miscommunication, or you may be misinterpreting people's feelings for you. You may think something is valid when it's not.
Or vice versa.
So be careful right now. I think, as a matter of fact, and partially, Ladybug, it's because Mercury is going retrograde in Cancer, which is a very emotional sign. And so I would be guarding your emotions in your heart right now. Good luck with that.
Yeah, I don't think I saw a lot there specifically indicating that, so it might just be getting through this period of
I would say retrograde. If you meet somebody right now, they may not be good for you. So kind of get out there and socialize and be engaging and maybe strike up conversations, but be careful. Because there's going to be a lot of shenanigans going on.
Yeah, there's weird stuff going on with
well, the cards were not positive.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
All right, we're on Lovelu, and Lovelu is back too for her reading. Very good. You're welcome.
What message do my angels have about my love destiny? And what do I need to know to attract the love meant for me?
Okay, well.
All right, so it's kind of combined there. We could do that.
Yeah. That's your deck.
It's about your love destiny, what they have about it, and what you need to know.
Okay.
So that sounds like my reading.
Yeah, it does. Okay. Very good.
All right. Didn't I just use my Amber Moon on that?
No, I thought...
Yeah, I used my Amber Moon on that.
I thought I used the Witch's Tarot, or I don't remember. All right, never mind.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I got a deck.
Okay.
I thought you used... Oh, you're right, you did. I'm sorry.
I must have mixed the cards up in the middle, though.
I'm having brain fog. I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah, we apologize. I mean, we're already affected by this dang retrograde, but he had a bad day at work, and I just have been having...
a lot less sleep last night.
I've been having a lot of strange emotions today. So I apologize for that. I thought I was grounded, and I think we were, but, we have our moments here, so apologize. We're not at our super best today. Hey, you're welcome, Ladybug.
Yes, because why is it important, I think, sort of is the answer to that. Very good. Yes. All right. So once again, what's the message my angels have about love destiny? And it's the Two of Pentacles, and it's upright. So the angels may be saying your love destiny requires balance for sure in your life, and maybe a sense of control or moderation that you may be working towards, or that spirit or the angels feel you need to have. And this may be saying that many things can happen, and you have to try to remain stable no matter what that is, whether it's a horrible beast threatening you like the picture or not.
Well, your love destiny, according to the angels, is a little bit of an up and down one here. And they want you to be able to manage it, manage the highs and the lows, and understand that, things will balance out for you in time. In other words, you've had some good luck, you've had some bad luck, and things will balance out for you in time. Why is this important?
Queen of Swords. And I'm going to slightly apply it to your other part of the question, because I do think that both are important here.
This is about what you need to know. Yeah.
Right. You'll have to be strong enough to make the decisions you need to make. And you may have to make them even when you feel no one supports that. But you can take away from that these decisions really are the right ones because they are the ones you make yourself, that are not being made for you.
I'm kind of feeling why this is important, or what you need to know is that when things feel like, they're never going to right themselves, that you're always on the lower end of things here as far as relationships go, that it's important for you to be strong, but not bitter. Don't get bitter. Be strong, be tough, and tough it out. They say you just have to handle it. You have to manage it like the strong warrior queen that the Queen of Swords is. And, and also to think things through. So one thing didn't work out. What does that mean to me? What can I do different next time? Or what do I need to look for that's better for me next time?
I like that because I think that at the end of the day, you have to realize that you are as hard and strong as you need to be, and you don't really have to make any apologies to anyone for that. So where will this ultimately lead you? And it's the Hanged Man, and he's upright. And I think this is saying that you're going to find yourself holding out for what you want. You're going to try to remain true to your principles. And I think that's the best I can say with this. I'm going to probably say something more in a minute that I want to say. But I think the Hangman says really where it leads to is you keeping your principles. Whether or not this really does lead you to what you want, it's important to you to also be true to yourself in a way, of course.
Well, I like what he said there, that you're holding out, but I would say it this way. I would just say it this way, that your angels want you to hold out for what is right for you now.
Yes.
They don't want, they want you to make these informed decisions, that Queen of Swords, to do what's right for you and to cut off the people that aren't. And, they want you to not settle. I feel here the Hanged Man, also they want you to really think things through about these relationships in your life. And if you haven't had any, it's time to think of ways to encourage that growth. But I think here they want you to look at the bigger picture of things too, and not focus on your immediate feelings or needs. They want you to see a bigger picture and think of, well, it may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, but, it will come when it is time.
I kind of knew from the beginning that we might not easily get to that other part of your question, what you need to know to attract the love. So I'd already decided I would look at the bottom card, and that was the reversed Six of Cups. And I think this says maybe you need to think about what it was in the past that made you feel more like you were attractive to people, or how you felt you did approach to people. And maybe this also suggests too that the love that you are meant to attract may be somebody that you've known from the past somehow.
Well, maybe the answer was in the Lenormand to that question.
It's possible.
But at any rate, I thought I kind of covered that myself. I'm not going to go with that Six of Cups, but I do want to go with this one.
There's the Ship and the Garden.
And so I feel here that what you need to do, according to the angels, is to circulate more. You need to get out and socialize more. That's the Garden. Go to events. Go to places where you can meet people. Go to places where you can strike up conversations. Go to places where, you feel like you're in your comfort zone, or that you feel like that's where you're going to find people that that you might want to have a relationship with. And the ship says get moving on that. Move in that direction. You need to be out there more in order to attract love and romance to your life.
And I still think that a little bit of that is in that Six of Cups there. But, right, I agree with Banshee.
No, I agree with that, but I just...
You couldn't help but be haughty.
The only thing
that
I
way.
could say about the Six of Cups is let go of the past. That's it.
There you go.
If anything
Let
from
go
the
of the
past
past.
is holding you back,
That's a
or
good point.
feelings
You're better there.
of unworthiness because of past relationships, you need to let that go. That's what I would say about the Six
Right,
of
and
Cups.
that answers the question. What you need to know to attract your
So
loved
does
one
this.
is let go of the past.
So does this. Okay. Well, we
I
don't-
wasn't trying to deny
The
what
problem
you said
is
there.
we don't throw these out till we do the 3 cards for my reading. So
Maybe, but
I
I
just
felt
felt maybe you could have threw that out after.
it's true, but it was a small point. All right, we're on Tamisha.
Tamisha is up, and I have her question general read for Tamisha. Hello,
All right.
Tamisha. Don't mind us.
We'll do all that ourselves.
All right. What deck do I want for you? I'm going to use this fairy tale one. The Woodlands Fairy Tale Tarot.
What was the question?
Didn't I put it out there?
I don't remember.
Oh, maybe I did not. I am sorry. Oh, I said it was a general, but I didn't put it out
okay.
there. I thought I did.
I forgot you said that.
Yeah. There we go.
All right.
Sorry.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Oh, boy. Well, I bet the people who had love readings would have liked to have seen this card. It's the Two of Cups upright. But, there are some reversals here. Temperance is reversed. Ooh, and the Ten of Pentacles is reversed. Well, we'll talk about that. This is a general reading.
Lady and the Tower. Yes, we saw that, Salima. Thank you.
Oh, I didn't get it, but I will try. Okay. Well, at any rate, the Two of Cups indicates to me there's harmony in a relationship. Now, when I say that, it could be a love relationship, it could be friendships, it could be with family. There's a real bonding going on here. And it could be in a love relationship. I guess I don't know if I want to focus that way or not. The other thing is, it could be a bonding between you and something else, something that you desire. Whether it's a new job that you really truly wanted that you get, or whether it's something else in life. It just feels as though there's harmony around you right now, and it could involve others or particular circumstances or situations that you just feel really attached to at this time.
Well, the first 2 cards make me feel very Mercury retrograde, like things start
Yeah, I
off
know.
good and then they flip. And that could be said to be Mercury retrograde, that it could be that there's going to be some back and forth kind of stuff in a strong relationship, a friendship, a partnership, a relationship. And then maybe some things will challenge that, stressing, communication or mutual concerns that somehow fall into disagreement.
Well, I'm of a mixed bag here about this. With Temperance, I kind of feel that it could be about something else. This is a time where you've been feeling a little bit imbalanced or unsettled. It's really funny here because on the one hand, the Two of Cups is about balance and harmony, right? And sometimes that's within as well as without. But it is showing right now with Temperance that within you right now, maybe there's a lot of back and forth going on within you. And I'm not sure it's necessarily about this relationship. It could be about something else going on in your life, because the bottom line to me is when we're doing a general reading, sometimes the cards tell a cohesive story and sometimes they don't. True. I do see a story here that I'll probably bring up at the end as far as relationships go. But I want to keep an open mind for now that just something is unsettled in your life. And maybe it's your work-life balance right now. For example, if you have to work 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet, who has time for fun and games and social life and stuff like that? So you need to kind of find a way to navigate your work-life balance a little better, I think, right now.
Well, maybe the relationship that you have harmony and you really care about is something like a job or something abstract, not a physical person. And even though you love and care for it, that's the thing that is having moderation or imbalance problems. We can love our jobs, but we can hate the day-to-day grind. I felt that a lot today, that I really like what I do, but sometimes it just gets too overwhelming. Everything feels unbalanced and immoderate. If it's not that, it could be just pertaining to other things. These absolutely could be separate things. So I'll leave it at that. The Ten of Pentacles is reversed, and this could be another issue altogether, or it could be the possibility.
It could be involved. Yeah,
it could be the possibility of involvement with the moderation issue, the idea that, there are some things financially or materially that aren't as supportive or measuring up. There could be a feeling that maybe you don't feel secure in your residence where you live. So they could be different issues. Some of it could be about, your financial ability to operate there, but then there could also be the concerns about security. Like if you live in a neighborhood where maybe it's possible that there are security concerns.
So the Ten of Pentacles could be about financial troubles or struggling to make ends meet. It could be about just worrying about the future. Have you been squirreling enough away for, potential rainy days, etc. It could be about family troubles right now. If there's some disagreements going on within the family that may, during Mercury retrograde could get worse. Or it could even be with a partner or somebody that you're in a relationship with who maybe just doesn't want to settle down right now. It could be that as well. So I see a lot of things there.
Are there possible health concerns?
Not
as much.
I'm not feeling it with that one. I'm not. But it's interesting to me, the Lady and the Tower. I want to run through all of these, and then I'm going to try to put more things together for you. The Lady and the Tower, to me, indicates either a feeling of wanting to just kind of pull back and withdraw and be alone for a time to sort out your thoughts or your emotions on things, or maybe to achieve that balance that you need. Or it could indicate too, remember I talked about possibly landing a job or something like that, landing a job with that Two of Cups that you harmonize with. It could be that. It could be that you are going to be starting employment somewhere soon, or maybe an educational path, if that's on in the cards for you, on the agenda for you as well.
I see that too, and I can also see where maybe that it resonates to some of the other cards. So I guess when you do the work through, we'll all clear it out.
So let's talk about relationships a little bit here. I'm not sure if you're single or if you are married or in a relationship at this time. It seems like there's this harmony with the Two of Cups, but yet, it seems as though there's outside pressures, maybe, I feel, on this relationship that's throwing the balance off a little bit. And that's where the Temperance card is. And I sort of feel like maybe, like for example, if you're with somebody who is unwilling to commit, because they're getting outside pressure from someone else, maybe family or whatever, to rethink that. So I can't rule that out in this situation. I could also say too that maybe if you are in a committed relationship with somebody, living with somebody, etc., that there may be financial problems right now that are causing some of this imbalance, that may be trying to disrupt that good harmony that you have with one another.
See, I like that. I can't say that doesn't mean that.
And as far as jobs go, I think here that whatever you're working on, you may feel happy about it, but it may be disrupting other aspects of your life right now. It may be pulling you away from family or friends who want to see you more. That's at 10 of Pentacles as well. And so you have to find, you need to strike a balance. You need to find a way to strike a balance.
So that's really why Temperance is there in the middle. I think it just sort of oversees all the other cards and qualities. And maybe, you'll need to actually spend time alone or focused in a way, the Tower and the Lady, to think on this and to move through it.
So that's what we have for you. And if you know the cards at all and you relate to them differently, that is fine. But that's what we see in the cards for you today. So thanks for joining us, and good luck with that.
And we're going to move on to our final reading for the evening, and that's Selema. Hi there.
All right.
General reading for the month of July with respect to job. Okay.
Yes, I have it.
Let's see. I will use the Sweet Twilight one more time.
Okay, with respect to finding a job. Okay. Well, and keep in mind the planets. Mercury retrograde is, going to throw a wrench into some of the job-seeking plans. But let's see what the cards say. We all got to keep doing what we have to do to survive, whether Mercury's direct or not.
And it's not 100%. It just increases the possibility that things won't work out, but it doesn't mean they absolutely won't. So you should try. All right. General reading for July with respect to jobs. Well, it almost says it all. Death is reversed. I'll just go through the cards.
Wow.
The King of Chalices is reversed. That's the King of Cups. But the Three of Wands is upright.
Well, okay. You're going to want to see this. All right.
The Tree in Lenormand and the mice. Those mice are just up and down that tree today, I'll have to tell you.
Well, Mercury retrogrades are difficult times to start something new. And often it's recommended not to really start something new during this time. But we have to do what we have to do, right? But Death right now is saying things are stagnating. Everything is slowed down. July is going to be a slow month as far as job searching goes. But that does not mean you should give up. You should keep trying. You may just have to try a bit harder to move forward and to make change happen. Because right now, it's a very stagnant time.
When Death is reversed, it's one of those cards that it can be very personal, but it often will also talk about the collective, and the words used usually revolve around inertia of various sorts, social, political inertia, the inability for things to move. And of course that sounds like Mercury retrograde, so we're going to just throw that in there too. And I'm not saying, like Banshee's saying, you can't do anything, but it does, sober you up to the reality of how it's going to work out. For what it's worth, Mercury goes retrograde on the 29th. it is possible that anything done before that won't be quite as affected, but being in the shadow, there still could be a ramification.
Well, right, and you're asking about July, and for the entire month of July, it's either going to be in retrograde or in the shadow phase after the retrograde. And so July is going to be a challenging month. And I feel here with
King of Cups.
the King of Cups reversed, you might get a little bit depressed about this. You really have to try to keep your emotions balanced and checked during this time. It's maybe only temporary, and you may have to do what you have to do. I mean, I could almost see this as possibly you may have to take some temporary work, if you're really struggling to make ends meet during this time. So you may have to do things just to get by, but I feel here that the king is saying, this king is saying, don't fall into a funk and depression over this. You have to be the change you want to create. You have to get out there and just keep trying. No matter what the universe throws at us, we have to stand up and do what we've got to do.
Alternatively, the King of Cups reverse can represent a sense of bitterness or meanness. This could be saying, facing up to yourself in a way that there's a bitterness of life or that life is not fair. A meanness could give you some resolve to just keep trying, but it could also break